Hey everybody, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I do. I hope you're happy. I'm a happy pappy. Yeah, I'm a happy pappy. Nobody here, and YouTube playing with no audio. I'll try again. Usually it takes 2 times. There we go. Got the audio. Thank you, YouTube. So, wow, America, Americans, you missed some stuff. You did. Lord have mercy. And let's see, somebody popped in here. My eyes are so tired. Rebel. Hey, brother. YouTube says there's nobody here. It says 0 people here and 0 thumbs up. But that's all right. I know how YouTube rolls. I don't roll that way. So I'm a happy pappy. I got a lot to say. I think I want to start out with I have a what's in your wallet? I have a lot of assassinated strawmen in my wallet, and as well as my papers, because I can contract and contract as sovereign and contract my way into executive emergency manager of the Michigan state due to the condition of the state of Michigan. Of course, all I had to do was own my authority as a prosecutor, which I have done many times at the highest level as one of the people. Yet I have stepped down. I have stepped down to the position of a federal prosecutor because the powers of governance are clear. You have the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. And so because of the state of Michigan, and with the authority that I have, which is all power, well, how do I want to say this? I'm struggling with Babel. If it wasn't for Babel and knowledge of Babel, these words would just come rolling out of my mouth. So because these words are, because what I want to say is highly significant, extremely important, very relevant to you, to your freedom, to your liberty, to your safety. Well, hey, you got a court now, Americans. Superior Court. Now, a lot of you gurus and guru followers will be familiar with the term inferior courts. Yeah, in your study of that demonic babble, trying to figure out how to beat a system that you can never beat. You can study another 48 years collectively. You won't do it. You ain't going to do it that way. The way you do it is you know who you are. You own your authority. You have all power. You come to the realization that that administrative demonic system has courts everywhere. They're all administrative courts. They're all enslavement traps. The military, all branches, have their courts. They're all established, but we, the people, our court is what court? Superior. Yes, superior, not inferior. And where are your superior courts? Well, across America, you can find a superior court here and there. My comprehension is there's actually one in Detroit that says Superior Court on the outside of the building. I can just about bet everything that there's gold fringe flag hanging in there, and it ain't the People's Court. So you just have to comprehend that the People's Courts have been abrogated, and therefore you have no court until, ta-da, you got a court. Let's see who else popped in here. It's a High Priestess Akasha Flight C says, hey, caught you live. Been bench watching your vids for the last couple of days. Thank you for all you're doing. Well, you're very welcome. How can handle with CPS? They've been on my app. Well, all right, look, that whole system, everything in it is been overtaken, infiltrated by the bar and the American Bar Association. And I'm not sure. I want to say it's Own Your Authority 6. Video Own Your Authority 6. I could be wrong. I talk about that. And in the description of that, in the description of that video is a link to an 8th grade test in the late 1800s, which is when the American Bar Association was formed. And one of their primary objectives was to establish the academic standard for Americans. Imagine that. The British wanted to set the academic standards for Americans. And boy, have they done a fine job, haven't they? Go take that 8th grade test from the, I think it's 1870s. See how well you do. See how educated you are. Back then, men knew who they were, regardless of their education. So I'm really short on sleep. I've just been so damn busy getting things done and staying alive. And eventually I'm going to get me some good rest. I am. And I come out swinging. More comments. Okay, we'll watch. So we had a good rain. We had a good soaking rain just before the sun went down last night. And so I got up early and really just a little nappy, right? And took a walk and no signs of anything. No fresh tracks, nothing, anything that I could spot anyways. But when I got down to the militarized post box, I found something. I found that the door was open. Yeah. And I could see that there was mail in there. And that brings me back to what's in your wallet. Well, I got a card in my wallet. it's a recent card. I honestly don't know if I assassinated that bastard yet, or if that's something I need to do. But I do know that audibly autographed their request for signature, their request for an audible signature. Well, I can't do that. Well, I did an audible autograph, and I did a quantum, and then of course these kind of companies, they like to make follow-up phone calls, and I decided to answer one. I had a conversation with him. Had a conversation about that all caps name. Had a conversation about a lot of things that are going on. And I got down there to the box, and I'm going to cover up the name, but I'm going to show you this. That is not all caps, is it? Oh, that is the address for the Superior Court of the Kalkaska County. So you got to pick your battles, and all of this shit's going to get straightened out anyways. And right now my plate's really full, so I ain't going to worry about this. All right, number one, I'm not going to worry about it. Number two, I'm not putting energy into it other than acknowledging the fact that there's some forward motion there. And of course, I could push a little bit harder, but my energy is much better spent in other places. Now, interestingly enough, there was another mailer in there from the Bank on IP. They're using a federal franken. This is out of Overland Park, Kansas. I don't know what the fuck they want. I'm probably throw this in the trash, but it's not the all caps name. Now, if you've been paying attention to the videos on the with regards to the Kalkaska post office and postage paid, first class registered mail, and sovereign and contract, and all the things I've been talking about. I have noticed it in plus the postings, right? The postings at the mail, at the box, on the box, at the box, at the road. All those things combined, junk mail seems to have stopped completely. And my recent visit to the post office earlier this week, I emphasized the fact that all caps name is a fraud. It is human trafficking, and it's being facilitated through the post office, the Kalkaska post office, and I don't want it in my box anymore. Well, today there was nothing in there with the all caps name. So we'll be checking and we'll see. Is this just a coincidence? I don't know. But I do know that there's a lot of treasonous fucks here in Kalkaska that are very, very nervous right now, and all beyond nervous. Reap what you sow. You make your bed, sleep in it. Let's see. My priest says, I'm located in the Netherlands, originally from South America. Netherlands falls under U.S. law. Did all with no consent with the courts, but they keep pushing. Look, they call themselves courts. They're administrative courts. And they're probably using the all caps name, which is not you. Look, this whole demonic system is going down. So, hey, Netherlands, thanks for being here. I wish Americans were here. Americans are such fucking pussies. It's unbelievable. They say they want their freedom. They throw paper airplanes. They throw a paper airplane here, throw a paper airplane there, throw a paper airplane here. They go out and they protest. But when the fuck do they own their authority? Oh, guess what? Many people in Kalkaska are very, very, very interested in quantum means no interest. So I want to say tristed. They're tristed, but they're interested. Because they have claims. They have evidence that they have been trafficked by Lynne M Buday. And of course, we know that the Kalkaska County prosecutor protects human trafficking Lynne M Buday. I mean, they're all human trafficking in their everyday administrative jobs, administering free souls. And they do that with the enforcement of policy officers like the Kalkaska County Sheriff's Department and Pat Fuckford and David Wagentail and all their deputy docs. And then you got the village manager, who's also the chief of police, Poopy Pants Popa. Now, they're all supporting this human trafficking Lynne M Buday. And the people of Kalkaska just live on their knees because they don't know how to break the system. All right, well, I do. I know how to contract. I know how to open court. And I've been doing it for years. And I win every time. Well, I win because I present the evidence. And I do all. It sounds simple, but it's a lot of work. It is simple once you know it. But at any rate, they've been in my court. And they always plead guilty because there's no other plea for them. The problem is we have no enforcement system. Now, engaging with some of the local people, one of them talked about the mass exodus from the sheriff's department. Now, that's the first time I've ever heard anybody talking. Now, I uncovered through research that shortly after I was there as prosecutor, if you don't know the story, you got to go watch a bunch of videos. I'm not going to go into all that. But within just over 30 days, the Kalkaska County prosecutor who prosecuted me in the middle of his third term, boot scoot boogied, I ordered his arrest. Short time later, the sheriff's department had to move all their inmates because they didn't have the staff. Well, I heard from one of the locals it was mass exodus. And I said, do you know why? And they said, no. So I had them watch Own Your Authority 10. I think it's 10. It's 9 or 10. I think it's 10. It's the one with the screenshot of the ceiling. And it ends perfectly because I was there for 2.5 hours, but I only captured about 20 some minutes. And it ends perfectly because it's where I'm talking about we have the right to prosecute our own cause in any court. But I told Joe I'm not in those courts. They're not courts. So I spent 2.5 hours with Joe. I got a short video. It ended perfectly. So it's a good one to watch. At this moment, things are happening in Kalkaska. I'm not going to say what. I'm not going to say where. Not now. I will be talking about it a lot when the time is right. So we have men and women in Kalkaska involved. And when I'm out and about in Kalkaska, I'm known as Ethan and nothing else. People have no idea. So they don't talk. There's no engagement. People aren't asking questions. Today, 3 men contacted to see, am I still breathing? Thank you. Thank you, man. I am. I'm still breathing. I'm going to keep breathing. I got Archangel Michael. Looking over me. I have many angels watching over me. And I am not sitting on my ass. Well, I won't elaborate on that. The things that you all missed. Well, on the 29th, security detail wasn't with me. I had a flyover. 2 gunships and a smaller chopper with a red flashing light. Now, at a recent get together with some people in Kalkaska, I talked about this, and we saw gunships, and I'd already talked about right over the treetops, and I said, okay, how high? And they said, oh, over the treetops. I said, okay. And then as the conversation went on, well, it was a half a mile or a mile or maybe a mile and a half over the treetops. In that situation, if you're in an opening and you get trees and helicopters are that, you're going to see them coming from a long distance. But when you're in an opening like that and you got tall trees all around you and you hear them choppers come and you hear them come and you hear them come, but you can't see nothing. And then boom, like that, right over the treetops, right over your head and gone. Once they clear the treetops on the other side, you can't see them no more. That's the flyover I got on the 29th. On the 30th, the boys were down at the court clearing, making it nice for those who attend. And they got a military flyover, a gunship, right over the treetops, right over the court. Now, you don't have to think that these are acknowledgments. You don't. But maybe you will. So, hey, first class around here, I don't skimp on nothing. We're going pitcher and pitcher, baby. Yeah. See that? I don't skimp on nothing. I'm going to play something for you all to give me an opportunity to exercise my fingers so I can exercise my lungs. Oh, hot dog. What a quinky dink. Speaker's right here. I don't have to go chase it.
What's up, everybody? Derek Johnson here. You can go to the documents, however you pronounce it, the documents.info, and you can find all the PDF files of where I condensed down all the laws and orders from .gov and .mil sites, current laws and orders of how Donald John Trump is still your legal commander-in-chief and how you're watching a military occupancy, which is found in the Law of War Manual, and a continuity of government, which is now called a continuity of operations plan, which is found in the Federal Continuity Directive. It's really that simple. There's two powers in the United States of America, the federal government and the military. All right. The federal government, the three branches of government that 68 to 75% of Americans cannot name, are under a continuity of government, which means that there's a presidential policy put into place that the president keeps the three branches of government flowing, all right, to perform their national essential functions. But because they're under a continuity of government or a continuity of operations, that means that the Constitution is paused and the country is being ran by the military. It is called a military occupancy, which is found in the Law of War Manual. So what are the odds that the Law of War Manual was issued June the 12th, 2015, and Donald John Trump rolls down the escalator 4 days later? Then in 2016, May to be exact, the Military Justice Act was written by the United States Supreme Court, which clarified that military law and civil laws and military courts and civil courts are separate. It clarified President and Commander-in-Chief are separate roles, separate duties, separate obligations, and also clarified that the Commander-in-Chief, which is Article 2 of the Constitution, is separate from Article 3 of the Constitution, which is federal government. And it also put the final decision from JAG or military courts, military commissions, military tribunals in the hands and the final decision of the judge advocate generals. That is the first piece of paper in United States history that backs the foundation of our nation, which was military first. Military came first, and also war articles long before the Declaration, the AOC, the first Constitution, and our second Constitution. It's actually called Devolution and Reconstitution, which you can find in the Federal Continuity Directives. All right. They start January 17th, 2017, June 13th, and 2017. Those are your canopies. Those are your outlines and your implementation phase. And then there's 5 more up under that. The most recent being April 2023. And the most recent law inside of it is a law and an order from Donald John Trump. All current laws and orders, baby.
All right. So, pretty good stuff there, huh? Kind of help you get your arms around the fact that, hey, maybe those military flyovers that Ethan just talked about were really something, huh? Yeah, well, no shit. But Derek Johnson brings out a lot of good information. But he just lied to you. He just lied to you, whether it was intentional or it was ignorance, or if it's under contract. Only 3 possibilities I can think of, but he just lied to you. He told you there's 2 powers. You gonna believe that shit? He just told you the military came first. What did the military do? Fucking make people? God damn. oralhealthwithcannabis.com. Go to the services page. Go to the documents section. Go to the second document section to look at relevant documents to what I'm focusing on here in Kalkaska. And you'll see there's 3 jurisdictions. 3. We, the people, reserve the right to say, fuck you. We, the people, reserve the right to defend ourselves and our way of life and the people that we love and cherish. And we are done with this demonic human trafficking shit. In America, you got a court with this gold fringe flag. You got any idea what that represents? That fucking disgraced flag, that bastardized flag that represents no nation, no constitution. You talk about an inferior court, that's a demonic court. Definitely inferior. Title IV flag, Reconstitution, Unity hyphen States of the America. I'm going to flip Kalkaska. Well, I say I. The work that I have done has reached a point of no return. Kalkaska County is going to flip without the military. Because I'm not holding the wine. I ain't holding the line. I'm not sitting on my ass listening to fucking stupid fucking bullshit out of idiots like David Nino Rodriguez and Skinny Jeans Soy Boy, Two-Faced Lion Gene Nolan. Any of these fucking truthers telling you to fucking file shit into that fucking system and be a treasonous piece of shit. I think I had more to talk about, but we're already going on a half an hour, and I know I already planned on doing a part 2 to this. So I got a few things I'm gonna go take care of. I'm gonna do what I do, and I'll be back when I'm back. All right. So I see if there's a question that needs answering before I sign off, and all right. High Priestess, glad you were here. Rebel, love you, bro. I love y'all. Why don't you own your authority, huh? Just step up and own your authority. There ought to be a superior court in every county seat at a minimum. At a minimum. We got one right here in Kalkaska County. Love y'all. I got to hit end again.